Lecture we did about the plants. We were learning about the flowering plants, where we learned about the process of photosynthesis. We learned how sunlight and water is important for the plant. And what did we learn? We did a small sort of question bank, where we did a fill in the blanks to know what is a plan, what is a question, what is a fair test. And now we'll be proceeding further. Okay. What do plants need so that they can grow? We all have done this. We've done this in the previous lecture, so we'll just not kind of take much time over here. What we'll be doing here is just a quick recap of what we've done in the previous lecture. Okay, see here again, it shows an experiment which again says you're supposed to take plants. One, you're supposed to keep it in a dish, give water to them equally, and after some days keep it in a dark container where the sunlight will not be able to reach, and then eventually the plant will die. So what can we conclude from this experiment is that sunlight and water is important. So what is the topic over here is, to just read it once again. What do plants need so that they can grow? So it has a very simple answer. Plants requires water and sunlight. Moving ahead, here again, we all have learned about photosynthesis. Here a picture has been given about a plant, and it explains that how a plant produces food. Okay, it requires sunlight and water, as I mentioned, and it absorbs in carbon dioxide. Again, carbon dioxide is a very important component that is required for the plant to produce its food. And all these three components, they come together, and what happens? They trap energy and they produce food. So what three things does a leaf need so that it can make its food is? So if you get this answer in your exam, what is the three things that you are going to mention is sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Okay, there is one more thing. The plant needs food. Where does this make the food? What part of the plant makes food? Anybody who can have guesses? The right answer, the part of the plant that makes food is the leaves. The leaves are the part that makes food and distribute it to the different parts of the plant. Okay, here is some jumble of words. We just try and quickly solve it so that we are well versed with the different words that are associated to the plants. We all can just see the question number one, which has a jumble of words. We all will try and guess what word is this. According to me, the word over here is photosynthesis. Just quickly writing it in the box. Photosynthesis. The second one looks like it is stem. The third one is water. Fourth one has been already solved for you. What is it? It is light. Fifth one looks like it will be root. Sixth one is carbon dioxide. And finally, the last one is leaf. These are the different, oh, I'm very sorry. These are the different parts of the plant, and there are even some components like carbon dioxide, light, water that are associated with the plants. Moving on to the next page. How do plants take in water? See, we've just discussed it like in brief that the plants take in water with the help of roots. So what is the exact process that is going inside the plant is what we'll be learning today. Plants get the water from the soil and they do this through their roots. Some roots have small hairs. The water passes through the root hair to the tube in the root, which takes the water to the stem and then to the leaves. Look at this picture showing small root hair. We all have seen this sort of a plant anywhere? You know, what does this small seed look like? What does it have? This is a small seed, and then we have a tube-like structure over here where everybody can see my mouth that is scrolling over here. This is a small root-like, sorry, a small stem-like structure that connects the root hairs to the seed. And then the white part over here is the root hairs. These small tiny root hairs help in absorbing the minerals and then providing it to the different parts of the plant. So these roots here are equally important and they perform a very important function of transporting water to the plant. Okay. Once again, here what are you going to do? It is just asking you to label the different parts of the plant. Since we've already done this in the previous lecture, we're just discussing it, we'll be not solving it. The purple ones are the flowers, then the green ones become the leaf. The white one becomes the stem, and this structure becomes the root. The down part over here becomes the root. But again, we'll be solving there are some important questions that are given beneath the diagram. We'll be quickly solving it so that we are thorough with the questions that we've done. Okay, roots are important to plants. Read the list and pick the two things that roots do. So what are the two main functions of the root? Do they keep the plant secure in the ground? Yes, the roots keep the plant secure in the ground. So what are we going to do? We'll be just making a right tick over here. So these are the two important functions of the roots. They keep the plant secure in the ground. They make food? No. The roots do not make food. So it is not the right answer. Get water from the soil? Yes. The roots get water from the soil. And what are we going to do? We'll be just making a right tick over here. Do they give plant the color? No. They do not give the plant the color. There is a pigment that is called as a chlorophyll. This pigment is responsible for giving the color to the plant. And then get energy from the sun? No, roots do not get energy from the sun. The energy is being absorbed by the leaves. So what are the two important functions of the root that we studied over here is they keep the plant secure in the ground and they get water from the soil. Moving ahead. Okay. Here is again a very interesting experiment that we all will discuss more in detail, because here we'll kind of understand how the water transports to the stem. What are we going to do in this experiment is we all will just take a glass. Then you can take a stem of a coriander leaf and insert in some kind of water with some food color that is available in your house. Simply keep it near the window. Once you've kept this near the window, within 3 to 4 days, what will happen is you will observe that the red color is slowly moving upwards in the plant. So what does this signify? It shows that the water that is being absorbed by the roots is then transporting, and since the plant is also turning red, we can conclude that the roots have absorbed the water and it is transported to the different parts of the plant. So by performing this experiment, we will all learn that how the roots absorbs the water and what does the stem do? It supplies the water to the different parts of the plant. So here we'll be learning about the functions of the stem, that is supplying water to the different parts of the plant. Okay. Here again we have something very interesting. Okay, we all can have a look at this picture. Does this plant look a healthy one? No, the plant does not look healthy. What does it look like? It feels that the roots of the plant have been squashed up. What is the reason of it? The reason will be either the plant will be kept in a very small sort of a, what do I say? The container that holds the plant will be very small. That is the reason the roots did not get enough space to spread, and the roots seems to be squashed. They are just joined to each other. And since the root could not search in for water, the plant has eventually died. So what can we conclude is, again, the size of the container in which you plant the plant is very important. Can you imagine being a 10-year-old kid? Can you imagine wearing a cloth of a 2-year-old? No, it is not possible. Why? Because those clothes will not fit you. Similarly, being a 10-year-old, you cannot wear clothes of a 20-year-old. What is important is you wearing your size of clothes. So it is important for the plants also. If the plant is big, give it a big pot. If the plant is small, give it a small pot. But if you give a small pot to a big plant, then the plant will not be able to survive, because it will not have enough space to search in for water, and then it will die. So we have another activity over here which says the true or false. Some plants have root hairs. The answer is true. Water is transported from the stem to the roots. What is the answer? Does the water get transported from the stem to the roots? No, the answer is false. What is the correct answer? The water gets transported from the roots to the stem. So here it is given in an inverted manner. Let me just pick the right answer and then we'll move ahead. So here the answer is false. We cannot investigate how water is transported through the stem. Again, this is false because we've already done an experiment of it. Plants need water to grow, and the answer is true. We'll be just ending our session over here, and then we'll be continuing in our next lecture. Thank you.